Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Oh, that was weak. The energy in here, I'm not feeling it yet. Good evening, everybody. I think we are about 85% of the way there, so I want you to reach deep down in your soul and find it. This time, I'm using my poetic voice to help you find the energy to give me what I need. Good evening, everybody. All right, this is a celebration. We got balloons, y'all. It's a celebration. We got balloons. You know it's real when we got balloons. I am so excited just to be here with you tonight. For those who don't know, I'm LeVar Jones, and I'm honored to be the team director here at the FBRNation-Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington. And it's an honor to be a part of this moment. We are here today to celebrate the legacy of my hero, Dr. Martin Luther King, who I was exposed to as a third grader, much like a podium this size, but I was much shorter. And my teacher helped me learn pieces of the I Have a Dream speech, and I had to step up 2 steps, not one, on a stool so I could see over the podium and deliver these words that still ring out in my mind today. I say to you today, my friends, that in spite of the difficulties and frustrations of the moment, I still have a dream. And some 30-some years later, I'm still dreaming that dream and believing today, after listening and seeing that the legacy of Dr. King is alive and well in the faces and lives of the young people in this room. Come on, let's applaud for all of the young people that are here, those who have shared their gifts. It's alive and well. And when I sat and tried to figure out what we wanted to do with this weekend, the timing was not weird or interesting. It was divine. That I had come across the release of this book, The Education of Kevin Powell, Boys' Journey into Manhood. And if you know me, you know I dream really big and lots of color, and I'm really bold. And so I reached out through social media to Mr. Kevin Powell. And I do this often with lots of servant leaders who are in different positions in life. Hey, come to the club. If you cut me, it's blue running in my veins. So everything is, come to the Boys and Girls Club. Come to the Boys and Girls Club. I think I have a bed somewhere in here around if you find it. And usually people don't respond. But in this case, Mr. Kevin Powell did. And I've told him this privately, but I want and need him to know publicly how much I appreciate that, how much that means to me, and clearly how much that means to those who have gathered here today. Kevin Powell is an author, an activist, a survivor. He was a reality show TV star when reality shows actually meant something and there was space. He was the voice. He was the voice. If you've never had a chance, and I told some of the young people earlier, go back and look up season 1 of The Real World so you can listen and hear. But that passion went from there to Vibe magazine, and now 12 books later, this brother is educating people all across the world with his story, with his passion, with his experiences, and tonight we are in store for a treat. I'm so appreciative of him. Today is the first time we got a chance to meet, but I feel a connection with him. He spent an hour pouring into our young men before he came in here, and while honoring the privacy of those conversations, it was one of those moments that you just had to experience. And so I'm going to be quiet, and at this time, if we could show all of the love that you can muster out of your soul for our brother Kevin Powell.
How y'all doing? What's up? All right. God is good. I just thank you, Mr. Jones. Let's give Mr. Jones a round of applause, please. Wow. I don't even know if I'm going to use this outline, to be honest with you. I'm just thinking about the conversation we just had with the young men. I just want to thank God first and foremost for this opportunity. I don't take it for granted. Can the young people who are 30 and under, 25 and under, 20 and under stand up for a second? If you're 30 and under, don't lie about your age now. 30 and under, 25 and under, 20 and under. Just young people stand up for a second. Come on over, Glenn, come on over here. Y'all over there, y'all under 25, under 30? Come on over here too. Come on, everyone over here, please, for a second. Just for a second.
Yeah. Show up.
Cool. How y'all doing? Peace. You know, I wasn't going to start like this, but it's important because Brother Jones, where did Brother Jones go? There he is. He's right. We had a great session with the young black males before we started here tonight with all of y'all. And I love all people. I don't care what your race, your gender, your class background, but because I'm a black male, there's certain things that I always believe we need to talk with each other. Right, brothers? We need to have some conversations. I don't begrudge any group that wants to just talk with each other. We need to do that. And it was a rich conversation. It was layered. There was a lot of things going on. One of the things that touched my heart, one of the brothers said after it was over, privately, you know, why do so many people think we're the worst generation? And I just need to echo what I said earlier. You know, I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. I can't speak for no other adults out there in the country. I know many do. I know Mr. Jones does. I could tell from his commitment to making this happen tonight. But, you know, to the adults that are older, let's stop talking to young people in the most negative ways if you do that. Let's stop focusing. If the first thing we can say to young people is criticize how they dress, their hairstyles, their piercings, their tattoos, pants sagging or not, if that's the first thing that comes out of our mouths, we got a problem. You know what I mean? And so I want the young people to repeat after me something that I think is important. I hope y'all carry this with y'all for the rest of your lives. I am a genius. I am a genius. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm here for everybody, but I'm especially here for the youth. Thank y'all. Y'all can sit down. I want to get into this. I'm going to make this short. Let me thank some people first, because I asked Mr. Jones for a list. Is Miss Allen actually here? Yes. Hey, I want to thank Miss Allen. Thank you so much. And the staff of FBRNation, the extreme teams of FBRNation, and this, give a round of applause. And what I love is this Teen Takeover Weekend that y'all are doing. You know what I mean? So let's acknowledge the good that young people do, please. I want to definitely thank the Boys and Girls Club. This mic is really weird to me. Can I use a different mic? Is that possible? Is this echoing to y'all? It's cool? Okay. I want to thank the Town Hall Education Arts Recreation Campus, DC Public Schools Empowering Males of Color Initiative, Reading Partners DC, and the bookstore, Politics and Prose. I've been a fan of the store for a long time. Please support this bookstore. I appreciate them supporting me. Thank you all so much, and everyone who's here. And I want to talk about a couple of things. I was asking Mr. Jones, well, what should I talk about tonight? You know, and obviously the most important thing, first and foremost, is this is the King Holiday Weekend, is to talk about Dr. King. And as we know, Dr. King was born on January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. We do know that, right? Or we should know that. It's important to note that not only is he a black hero, he's an American hero, he's a world hero. I'll give you a couple examples. 3 years ago, I had an opportunity to go to Japan for the first time on behalf of this government. Why was I sent over to Japan? I was asked to speak on the 50th anniversary that I Have a Dream speech in Japan. Young people in Japan were learning English in two ways. that I interacted with all over the country. One was through the culture of young people like y'all sitting in this room right now, actually studying the way y'all dress, the way y'all walk, the way y'all talk. Y'all feel me? And the other way was because of the civil rights movement and things like that. I have a dream speech. And here I am talking to them about this speech all over in Japan. The other instance was about 2 years ago. I was in the country of Wales, which some of you know is a part of the United Kingdom. There's Wales, there's Scotland, there's Northern Ireland, and there's England. I'm in Wales, and the Welsh said to me, black people in America, like Dr. King and Malcolm X and Fannie Hamer and Ella Baker, inspired us, the Welsh, to fight the British, the English, pardon me, around our rights as Welsh people in the 1960s. Who knew? I didn't know. And so I'm saying to y'all, here's this black boy, this young black man, Dr. King, who didn't even make it to 40 years of age. He was killed at the age of 39, who came from the land of Georgia in a world where there was segregation. Colors only signs over here, whites only signs over there. We're talking about poverty a few times, and that was the brother who did that great poem about broke and poverty. Let's give him a round of applause, as well as a sister poet a round of applause. The honesty of your pieces. Just thank y'all for your poetry. Powerful. Dr. King was born into what we might call the black middle class or the black elite in Atlanta, Georgia, because his daddy and his granddaddy had been preachers, and that meant that you were a certain class. But did Dr. King and his family separate themselves from regular people in the community? Oh, no. No. In fact, if you have never done it, I did it very recently last year, and I should have done it a long time ago. When you go to Atlanta, y'all should go to Atlanta. You should go to the King Center. You should go to Ebenezer Baptist Church. You should go to the house where Dr. King was born. And not only did they talk about where Dr. King lived and the room that he grew up in and all of that, but he also made it a point to say, middle class and poor black people lived in the same community. And part of the reason why we lived in the same community is because of segregation, because of the horrific racism where we just had no choice but to be together. And so there was this interaction between middle class and poor people that we don't often see now. Which is why you get poetry like that brilliant poem by the brother where he's talking about his experiences the way I talk about my experiences in my memoir, because we don't oftentimes see people other than our own community and class of people. And so sometimes, I know for myself, I didn't aspire to certain things because I didn't see people in my community. We'll get to integration in this speech in a minute, y'all, and what that did to our communities. But Dr. King grew up with an activist spirit. Young people here, the reason why I say y'all are geniuses, y'all are the best generation we've ever created. Not the worst generation. I don't care what anyone says. Y'all are the best generation we've ever created. Because y'all have been exposed to things we couldn't even imagine at 13 years of age, 15 years of age, 18 years of age. Just because of technology. Am I right, y'all? Dr. King, when he was growing up, he went on a trip out of Atlanta. He had what we call a mentor or role model. And they took a bus ride. They called him a chaperone. And on the way back, they were told they had to move from the front of the bus to the back of the bus. Dr. King was a minor, but that left a stamp on his brain that this was unjust, that we have to get up from our seats. This is way before the Montgomery bus boycott, and we got to move to the back of the bus. Are y'all with me out there? You know what I mean? Dr. King had that spirit. He also had a love, Brother Jones and everyone here, since we talk about education with young people, of learning. He was 16 years old when he graduated from high school. Think about that for a second. He was 16 years old when he went from high school to the famous, illustrious Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. Right? The only college for black men exclusively in this country. This man, by the time he's in his 20s, early 20s, he now has his PhD, and all he wanted to do after he met this amazing partner named Coretta Scott King was have a little church back down south after going to school.